Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to YouTube Live. We were going to do Facebook Live tonight, but apparently you have to have 60 days of a new page. And we have the followers, just not the 60 days yet. So we're on YouTube, and I'm not sure who's going to be able to join us, but I wanted to come on because we have been missing, for a while. And I said to Catherine, no matter what, come hell or high water, we're figuring this out and getting on. So, first of all, I hope you're all having a wonderful summer. And I know it's been very, very hot. But the cold months are still coming. So, enjoy it while you can, Isaac says. He says hello to everyone. So, I have a whole list here of what I was going to run over because we were on Facebook, but now it's a little different. So, I'll just kind of fill you in. People have been writing emails, where am I? Have I disappeared? And what's happening and all that stuff. And we've been putting a ton of time into new content and creating new classes. I've been feeling very restricted on Facebook and or YouTube. So we're going to be going to maybe a different platform. I'm not sure. That's really Catherine's department. So hello, and I want you all to know that we've been working very hard on these new topics that are coming up. So I asked Isaac, I would like to talk about things that are outside the box a little bit, and we've been very much, in the realm. And I said, there's a lot of things about spirituality that we don't talk about because of, well, whatever. So forgive my fidgeting here. I'm not used to being downstairs. So that's what we've been doing. Now, once this new Facebook is all set and so on and so forth, let me just turn this off. We're going to be releasing the dates that we're going to be on and so on. But there's things I want to talk about that I can't because of the restrictions of media. Hello, everybody. I miss you all. And, YouTube restricts what you say. Facebook restricts what you say. So we're going to create our own place to be able to communicate, which is a spiritual community on our new website. So I want to let you know that. For everybody that's been asking as far as readings and life readings go, which is with Isaac and myself, the book is open at philipquinn.com. Just go there, check it out, so on. The Facebook page has a new link, has a new Facebook page. Do you ever get to a moment in your life where you just need to start a new chapter? Like everything that you did, some of the pictures I look back on, Christ, I'm trying to figure out which way to go here. It was a huge part of my life that's over. And what I mean by that is my life has evolved and changed and become something entirely different. And I said to Catherine, what this page is, I'm ready to let go of. And it was very hard. And create a new page of content, of clarity and direction and self-help and all of that. A lot of people asking, well, where'd the videos go? Are you still watching them and all of that? So there's going to be a lot of new videos going to be coming. I'm going to be doing a lot of talking and cranking that out. So that was my main reason for doing that. I still have pictures of Jasper on there, for goodness sake. Like he's moved on with his life. I've moved on with my life. So I wanted to create a Facebook that was strictly spirituality and what we do here and our safe place and all of that. So what else I got on here? Another thing, I said to Isaac, what do we always say? And our mission statement has always been to spiritually help those who wish to help themselves. And if you catch that last piece, wish to help themselves, want to help themselves, That is the essence of spirituality. Nobody can give it to you. Nobody can give you peace. It has to come from within. But Isaac's and my job is to provide you the pathway to finding that. And that's what I've done for a long time, is to find peace. And sometimes, as a teacher, you lose sense of your own peace. Life gets chaotic and things go on and all of that. And so I also have to remain grounded and stay in that position of, I'm here to do what I came to Earth to do. I didn't find my path, everyone, because of Isaac. My gift wasn't given to me because of Isaac. My gift came at 6. I didn't meet Isaac until I was about 20. And he taught me how to use my ability. But I had to give something up. He said to me, what are you willing to give up for my knowledge? And I kind of jokingly said, is there a list? Is there, And he said to me, nothing. And smile. He doesn't smile, by the way. And but yet he's happy. It's very bizarre. And I said, I give up knowing anything about myself as long as it unlocks the full potential of my ability. And most people know me as a medium. Majority of my life is a life guide. And through spirituality, your family and the souls that you've lost, people contact me because they need answers and clarity to where they're going and what they're doing in life. And it's not cheating, because Isaac nor your family will tell you the direct answer, but yet help you find it and walk you into it. So my mediumship is something I truly enjoy, done for a very long time, connecting with the soul, but your family can't tell you how to get out of something. However, a guide, an angel, will guide you down a path to find what you're seeking and what you're looking for. So I said to Isaac, what do you want to do here on our new mission? And he says, I want our spiritual connection with everyone to be clear and simply spiritually divine. So you're all going to be like, what the fuck is Phil talking about? When I speak to Isaac, he doesn't speak English. He speaks in an angelic tone, because he doesn't seem to speak words. And when I first met him, he spoke English to me. Then that went away, and I had to learn his language. Speaking angel is very, very difficult. So I have to translate what one word would mean here doesn't mean over there. So, for example, title here means the journey of a book or what it's about. On the other side, it means taking information. Not stealing, but taking information, because you download info through the chakras in the crown. So our YouTube is the same, Philip Quinn Medium Life Guide. I'm just catching you all up on this here. And a lot of people are asking what happened to the soul codes that are on the YouTube. So let me just break this down for you all. The codes that were up there were, some of them were general codes in which would balance you or remove any negative energy or whatever it may be. On my website of philipquinn.com, there's a page called the Soul Codes. It has not been filled out correctly because we've really been talking about how to do it. We've done it with thousands of people. In our journey of life, a trauma happens. An event happens in your life where the solar plexus, the inner child, steps out because this traumatic event is happening, and it's the power chakra. Should it remain, it will intensify the feelings, the experience, what's happening. So it steps out. It doesn't have to be major. It doesn't have to be an attack, or it could be a death. It could be a loss of a job. It could be You're in the courtyard and someone teases you. You'll be bullied. What happens is the inner child stays here in the timeline and you keep growing. The inner child's here blocking those feelings and memories. There comes a point in your life where your inner child is needed. In the Soul Code program that you work directly with Isaac, because when people would have readings with Isaac, he would give them homework and literally have no way of catching up. So I said, Isaac, Redfeather, can you create a program that will help people find their true self, heal, and move through their path for the reason they came here? Right now, we've been working on a class of the chakras, both in shadow and in light, dark, positive, negative, positive. Because when a chakra reverses, it does the opposite of what it's supposed to be doing. Isaac and Redfeather says, I will teach it with you, Philip, only if we teach it how you were taught. Now, I spent years of my life learning about the chakras, and they're not just simple balls of energy that create the aura. Let me tell you, they control, guide, and heal the physical vessel once they're tapped into. If you wish to sign up for that class, a lot of people have already filled out the app. The application. Just go to philipquinn.com. And I say application because if you're not ready to heal, Isaac and Redfeather will say no. So, anywho, in the soul code journey, the codes that you listen to that are balancing you or clear you that have been on the YouTube before, when Isaac goes back in time to the inner child, he comes back with what code you need. What happens is, when you listen to it, your inner child comes flying through time. It could be in 1985. This sounds absurd, I know. And as it's coming through time, it sees things that happen to you, but it also comes with answers and then lands, let's say in 1990. Wherever it lands is for a very specific reason. And it's the events that you have to overcome or address or face or see. When this was created and handed to me, which I then handed to Catherine, but never explained to her how to create the program, somehow she did that on her own. What I have witnessed, I can't even begin to tell you, because the issue is this, marketing this. If I tell you a single thing that's happened to anybody who's done this, I spent a year, by the way, trying to disprove this in every way, shape, or form. You'll want to have the same experience as the other person. You have a reading with Philip, you expect to talk to your loved one. You have a soul code journey with Isaac, it's not going to be the same for the next person, because no two souls are alike. The purpose is, once the inner child arrives in August 1st, 2024, you merge. And now you're connected fully to your higher self. There's not a single person I have not done this with, and it has not been life-changing. I can't even tell you. The physical effects it's had on them in a positive way and so on. I would love to tell you the things that have happened, because I did this in privacy. I didn't even tell Catherine or Stephen. I did this with clients to see if I could make this not work. And the journey truly has been remarkable. People do sign up for it, and Isaac will say, you're not ready, because no one can heal you. Not a healer, not anyone, except a healer can bring your soul to healing your past, which then affects your present, which brings you to the future, the third eye. And if you're not carrying any baggage, and it's way more than that, I don't even know how to word this yet, because Isaac's telling me to be careful. But for anyone that is suffering, wishes to let go, wants to heal, and have a journey, I mean a journey of a lifetime, The soul codes is where our attention has been. I've met several clients where I'm like, they're never going to work. Not this person. They're too analytical. They're going to, because spirituality is it's simple. We complicate it. But if you listen to Isaac's directions, you will go to places you never thought possible. And every single time I meet with somebody, it blows my mind. So the soul codes are part one of part two of something that I created with Isaac and Red Feather in 2001. And I'm going to be kind of rolling this out soon. There are many people that have written on Google, or there's people who want to give audio, testimonials. Their experience has been absolutely mind-blowing. But let me tell you all, no one can heal you. You must allow yourself to be healed, which means you have to be the passenger. You don't get to be the driver because your higher self is driving. And that's a very brief overview of what the soul code journey is about. You essentially meet with Isaac. So if you meet with him on a Monday, you'll meet with him on the next Mondays, 1 week in between for about 5 weeks. And it's kind of like the best kept secret, everybody tells me. They say, well, we don't want anybody to know. But the most remarkable part about it is each person I've done this with has known something about other people that are in the group. There's no way for them to know that. And it's because they're psychically linked and they're seeing what other people are seeing. It's pretty remarkable because the consciousness, the higher self, your entirety of your soul, which I'll explain Isaac's asking me to do, is capable of doing anything. If a reverse chakra can create disease, then certainly it being corrected, it can do the opposite and heal. Your family comes through for a reading, meaning you've lost somebody. 1% of them comes through to me. 99% of them is still on the other side of the veil. Because you're only going to remember the lifetime that you had them with. If they came through in the entirety of the soul, the higher self, you wouldn't know what's what. Because we've journeyed so much. Earth's not the only place we've come to. That's why I want to create this. We are creating this spiritual community so I can talk about these things without restriction. Catherine is being so kind and writing down questions on my little iPad over here. But Catherine, they're a little small, so if you can make them bigger, it'd be fantastic. So I want you all to know, for when you go to philipquinn.com, what the Soul Code journey is about. And all I can tell you is this. The Soul Code journey is truly one of the most remarkable spiritual healing events I've ever witnessed. I've seen some incredible things. I thought it was going to be stop smoking and stop overeating, which it has been. But people have been traveling and visions, family, and I wish I could tell you the things that were happening. And if you allow yourself to travel, meaning that follow direction, trust, your soul will take you on the most remarkable journey you've ever seen in your life. And the best way I can describe it is, it's that moment in the Wizard of Oz when everything's black and white. And imagine being in that movie theater. Imagine being there. Everything is bloody black and white. And color appears on the screen. It has to be. When I sometimes think about being in that theater, what people would have thought and what they would have felt, it was just unbelievable. But in the Soul Code journey, that's exactly what it's like. When you cross through that veil, what you're able to witness is truly remarkable. So all my questions are gone away, Catherine, so I don't know what happened there. Anyhow, tonight I wanted to do questions and answers. You can ask me whatever you like. And don't hold back. You know, I'm an open book, so I'm going to tell you what's going on. It's been a daunting year. It has been very much filled with highs and lows and positive and stressors, and but everybody's good. And I'm so honored I get to teach this upcoming course. It is about the chakras. It's a 2-part course because it cannot be done. And when I learned about the chakras and saw the power and the magic and what they're capable of doing, I was fascinated more than anything else in the world. And for anyone that gets to join this class, not only will you learn how to use your own chakras and activate them and literally use it at will, you'll also know when they're reversed or in shadow. So I'm going to open up this floor for everybody to talk because I'm rambling. Catherine, I can barely see. So I cannot see any questions. Let me see if I just hit this down. Chat, live chat. Oh, here we go. Perfect. So it's a little hard doing this on my own. So I get this question a lot. Is the white light on the other side a soul trap? And Isaac says, could someone please explain to me what a soul trap is? Because your physical vessel that you're in right now could be considered a trap. Heather, how are you, honey? And what is a soul trap, Matt? What do you mean by that? When you cross to the other side, before you cross, there is a white light. It's not white. It is the most beautiful, peaceful energy. It's like a magnetic pole that you'll ever see. But the question you have to ask yourself is, why would any deity, any being, any god, anything you believe in, want to trap a soul? And it would happen so many times. Think of how many people die a day. There'd be no souls coming through. So it's not a soul trap. Yet it's a question that is often heard, and this is the problem why I can't really talk openly. It's not a soul trap. It's the doorway to peace. But there's some souls that don't go through it right away because they don't want to leave their family and their kids because they've gone through a variety of emotions. Catherine, second question there, honey, if you don't mind. So, what is the purpose of twin flames in a relationship? Hell. Meaning that, okay, soulmate is two people on the other side that knew each other, who came to Earth, crossed paths because it was in their contract, and have a great relationship. A twin flame is Philip splitting himself before he comes to Earth. And it is the opposite of me. So there's the good me and the negative me that is here to work on various things. Twin flames often gravitate toward each other because they're the same soul. They're just naturally pulled together. So it tends to be very fiery. It tends to be very, up and down and all of that. So, and then when they figure it out, it can be very positive. So, but it does take a lot of work. Sandy, how do you work with your guides if you don't feel you have the direction in your life and you're so involved in your grief? This is why we're teaching this course. When you enter grief, you go into a particular place in a chakra, a very specific chakra. And in that chakra, you get stuck because grief consumes you and therefore cuts out all of the connection that you have to the other side. The crown chakra stops spinning, literally just sits still, because grief sits within the sacral, because the heart is broken, heart and the sacral are connected. And you won't sense anything, but you can't speed up grief. You can't make it move faster. You can't forget about who and what you love. You have to let it play through. However, this is why we're teaching about the chakras. You'll understand where you are and how to bloody exit from there. That's the key. John, does everywhere in the universe have the same other side, or are there many other sides? Bloody great question, and thank you for asking it. Again, this is why we're doing our spiritual community. Correct. There are multiple universes. Multiple. They're all different kinds of other sides. There's not just one. Now, I know this is not a popular thing for, raised Catholic. I know this is not a popular thing. Everybody goes to heaven, but it's not true. Everybody goes home. They're from different planets and locations and all of that stuff. So, but there are multiple other sides. Heaven is the airport. It's a place you go, create your contract, and go live in that lifetime. So this whole thing about the 5D, right? It's about raising the vibration. The 5D comes closer to us, pulls closer to us, and then 5D dumps into us. Or people believe the earth may split. That's not, I remember when Stephen and I were talking about it, I'm like, oh, I know what you're talking about. And I'll feel that later. I was like, that's why it didn't resonate with me, because it was never called the 5D. See, when I met Isaac, Mondays were this, Tuesdays were this, Wednesdays were, and this was 7 days a week for quite some time to teach me how to control and use my gift. And he never deviated. Mondays never changed up. They were always the same. But every time he left, he would draw a sigil. A sigil is an angelic symbol. And for some reason, I always remembered them. Every time he drew it, I would always remember. One day, I said, I'm going to follow him. And I think I was like 23. And as soon as I drew the sigil, the door opened, I went through, my physical vessel sitting there, just stepped out. And I'm walking around seeing this magnificence. And it's kind of like running to Dad. He said to me, you cannot be here. And I didn't ask why. I never asked why. He wasn't upset. And I immediately returned. If my guide asked me to jump, I jump. I know that's ridiculous, because people would say, well, why am I jumping? I don't know. Maybe there's a snake under me. Maybe but I do it. And that's trust. And that's what's brought me to where I am in my life. Having faith in your guide means that you don't get to rebuttal, because then it means that they don't see how to help you. Now, Isaac being an angel, a little more than that, but anyway, he's able to see time backward and forward. And when people started doing soul codes, they started to travel. And I'd love to explain travel to you, so I would, but I want to ruin it for anybody. Burn it. What is the spiritual purpose in experiencing tremendous emotional pain on this side? Well, Isaac, if we're talking about tremendous spiritual pain, the loss of a loved one, let's just say, the price or cost of love is grief. But no matter what, through pain, loss, and trauma, you do evolve. You do evolve very quickly, and you do evolve at a rate much greater than. So I have clients that have never experienced a negative thing in their life. I'm not shitting you, like never. And then I have clients who many things have happened, but they're very wise, and through that trauma, they're able to help many others. It's never just for your suffering. It's often to do with helping others, you growing spiritually. It isn't always part of your contract, he says, but everything has a purpose. I've done a soul code, stopped. How do I start again? Why would you stop? Stopping is like, we don't want to do that. So you want to pick up and wherever you left off, or wherever we left off. If you did a code, meaning that you were followed online and just follow them there, that's different. But if you actually did a code with Isaac and you stopped, call the office and Catherine will help you out there. So it is. But that's the thing about the soul codes, guys. When you decide to work with Isaac, that's why, because he chooses who he's working with. There's no stopping. You're going through this process. And there's moments where I've had people tell me this is the hardest thing they've ever done in their life, is spiritually face themselves only to come out in full control of their lives. And that's the beauty of it. I mean, I can't even tell you. Catherine, you can weigh in. I mean, you've just finished yours recently. Where are we here? How do you get your guides to communicate to you? All right, so this is really, really important. Stop trying to hear them. Your guide speaks to you in many ways. Everybody thinks that they should hear it in their head. You're not. Some people do. But it comes in a sign of, it could be a bird or person or whatever. And the person will say something to you that's so relevant that you're like, how the fuck did that person know how to say that? Oh, excuse me. And that's a word that we use in Ireland, so common. Like, I forget that in America it's a little different. But if you want a sign from the other side, if you want your guides to talk to you, if you want your family to visit you, don't ask. Reason being is you're setting yourself up for what you think a sign should be, how it should be, the way it should be, so on and so forth. So simply tell them, I'm ready for communication. I'm open, but don't think about they need to turn on the light. They need to visit me in a dream, or to visit, whatever it may be. Just leave it at that, and you'll see what happens. Typically, a lot of us don't get signs in the beginning because we're in trauma, and that was the purpose. Another reason why they created the soul codes. Where are we here, Catherine? Are soul contracts only planned for life on Earth? It's a great question. Well, yeah, because you're coming in a vessel. Why, it's here or somewhere else. But Earth is like, you ever play that game Sorry? And you got to roll it, and then you get out of the gate, and then some jerk finds a sorry card and sends you back. Earth is the hardest of all places. It's very confusing because it's the most physical of all the realms. And so therefore, this is the place that we create the contract, because it prepares us for everywhere else that we're going. So yes, whoever asked that question, pretty cool. Kayla, do we have more than one guide at a time? Well, I had Teddy was my first guide. Then I had Teddy and Red Feather. Then Isaac came. Then Teddy left. Then eventually Red Feather left after our work was done. And Isaac and I continued on. I had an opportunity at one time. I have kind of like this secret fascination with the paranormal, and to go down that path. But one of the things that I was working with Teddy at this stage, one of the things that I noticed was everybody that was in this industry or field of paranormal, their lives were very negative. And I'm like, I don't want that shit in my life. So by the time Isaac came around, I still had this opportunity with very famous people to do so. And I said, no, I wish to be myself. And I knew readings was going to be part of my journey. And everybody told me, don't do it, you're crazy, blah, blah, blah. But my soul, my solar plexus would not stop. It just said, follow. But throughout that journey, it was still fear. You know, I didn't want anybody to know who Isaac really was. Yes, he had an Icelandic life. He had a lifetime there, meaning a period of time. But when I discovered what he really is in its angelic form, I didn't want anybody to know because I was like, it's bad enough that I'm a medium, bad enough I talked to the dead. Now I got to tell him I got an angel as a guide. Because I didn't want anybody thinking, oh, he's so special. So I did myself a huge disservice. And then several months ago, I was talking to Catherine and Stephen about this. And someone asked if Isaac's a guide, how is he able to see time? Because guides can't see time. I thought it was my Catherine asking the question. So I was like, well, she's being brave. And in that instant, if Isaac touches me, I almost like collapse, I like freeze. And he said, whatever you decide to do, I will support you. And then that's when I told everyone what Isaac truly is. He's an angel. He's not just a regular angel. I don't really know what he is, meaning if he's an archangel or what. But not in the Catholic way. Not like that. He's a remarkable being. And the people throughout their soul codes who have met him, I have written down all of what Isaac is and looks like and all of that stuff. And it's actually sealed. And when they tell me certain things, I'm like, there's no bloody way. Because I don't talk about it on here. I'm like, there's no bloody way would they know this. And when he started visiting people, I've never asked why, but he does it for a reason. Hi, Phil. Jen asking this question. What does it mean when your aura turns red? So there's 7 colors in the aura, right? Crown. So the crown is your connection to your higher self. And this is what it'll essentially look like. It'll look like this crown color. Turn off this up. There you go. That's the crown chakra. Okay. So this is your connection to your higher self, and your thinking and your thought, and you're talking to yourself or your angels, whatever it is. Red, base of the spine, tribal chakra, root chakra, ground you into the ground. These are the basic overviews. Believe me, a chakra does way more than this. It's telling you you must walk your path. It's telling you you are stuck. It's time to get unstuck, but you must walk your path. The sacral, orange, reproductive organs, emotions, desires, sexuality, creativity, finance, abandonment, loss, trauma. But yet it is a very cunning chakra. So this is in shadow. In light, there's another version. So there is. So each color, green. Anybody know what green stands for? What chakra? Some of these colors actually may annoy you, because if it is, it means your chakra is reversed. Does anybody know what color green, what chakra green is? Or blue? Heart. Very good, Jen. So throat chakra is blue, third eye. So it's like an indigo. So anywho, I digress. But kill someone not like. Hey Phil. Hope you're well. I am. How many lives have most people lived here on Earth? Is there an average number of lives on Earth to get off the karma wheel? Let me explain the karma business to y'all. First of all, great question. There's no basic number of times people come to Earth at all. There's people come to Earth because they wish to have an experience. It could be once, it could be many times. It makes it an old soul which delivers information. Karma, how does that work? When you are aware of the action in which you are doing, doesn't always have to harm the person, but does harm the person. Meaning that if you're gaslighting somebody and you know what you did was fucked up and you're covering your ass, and that person's telling you, their guts telling them that you did wrong, and you're making them believe other words, you've just invited karma. Karma literally is a being into your life. It may not come out right away, but it always comes when you least expect it. And in doing so, it's because you've given your spiritual stamp, your spiritual word, your spiritual truth that I'm here to help, I'm here to do whatever. And once you give a spiritual stamp, which is very big, I'll explain it one day, and you violate that, you will bring karma into your life. So there's no way off the karmic wheel except accepting maybe what we've done and taking ownership for it. So, well, that's the way you get off it, meaning that stop doing the negative and you'll get off that. Phil, do our pets slash companions have soul contracts as well? My Olivia's laying over here, love of my life, and she is my part of my animal totem. She is my gut. She is my energy source and my peace, my love. They don't necessarily have contracts. She's my Toto. Toto never left Dorothy's side no matter what. And their contract is your contract because in the contract you wrote that they were coming into your life. So if you have a dog, it's part of your spiritual contract. If you have a cat, cats don't have contracts. So I'm just kidding. But anyway, they all animals have our contracts because we write them in that they're going to come into our lives to help us during that time. So it is. Everybody's freaking out about their cat. So, John, is Earth the first place we go to or one of the last places we go to finish our journey? Bloody great question. It is the first place you go to. This is where you start. That's why the soul codes were created, because this is where you go through time. Once that veil opens, and everybody has a different chakra that opens a veil because it opens up different doorways. That's where you go through, and that's where you go on your path. That's where you learn, and your life changes. And when I say your life changes, I mean it literally gets so much better. You just like, how's this even possible? Would it be correct to say that our thoughts are not our own? They're telepathic communications from our guides or angels. Some of them, your guides and angels don't tell you always, otherwise they'd be living your contract. But your thoughts very much they are your own. However, when you ask for assistance, guidance, and clarity, and so on, your angels, guides, and family will telepathically communicate to you or give it to you in a physical sign, and that you know who it is and that they're speaking to you. Could you please explain the difference between choosing our parents and a soul family? Yes. Well, first of all, everybody chooses the family that they're coming to. And I know what you're all going to say, well, but a soul family is a family that often travels together throughout many, many universes, throughout many dimensions. And again, why we're creating our own channel for this, so I can speak openly about it, and that's what Isaac wanted to do, is I can go into depth about this. Then some of us choose parents, families that are not soul families, and you may feel like a black sheep, but you go into that family to give it something that it needs to heal it. Even though you may feel rejected or so on, or you go into it to learn something from them for your own growth because you decide to break away from your soul family and say, I'm going on a journey, a joyride, and I'm going to hook up down there with the Browns. Go ahead, Ryan. Oh, wait. On the subject of pets, do they also have a soul review? No, they don't need one. Pets, they don't harm anything. The soul, or they're not vindictive or mean, or they are a product of how they're treated. So they don't have a soul review, but they are in your soul review when you are doing it. That I know. What percentage of a contract do most people complete here on Earth? Impossible to tell. Isaac corrects me. I'm at one soul in 30 years that went through all 7 chakras all 7 lifetimes, to create her own elevation. And her journey was quite remarkable. In her last chakra, she got a cancer. They studied it. It was always rare. Looked at it, sampled it, then disappeared. Then another, and another, and another. And when I met this soul, I'm like, there's something about her. Because the way her energy was flowing, I'm like, holy shit, she completed the contract. I mean, she had like 15 cancers, but the thing was, they didn't go dormant. They literally went away until the last. My mom crossed over 18 months ago. I've had few clairvoyant appointments, and nothing is coming through. What else can I do? Wait. You're not ready. Meaning that you may be so seeking answers, you're not ready for the medium, or they're not connected, whatever it may be. But wait. Just say, Mom, I need to talk to you. Leave it at that, and see what happens. Were we ever animals who reincarnated as humans? Big guy. Were we ever animals who were reincarnated as humans? No. So human souls, animal souls combined, they do not interchange like that. So a human soul would not go into an animal, even though Buddhists and everything would argue with me. But John, can we start our soul review before we get to the other side through reflection? Absolutely. And that's why they created the soul code, was to begin the soul review. So you see, leave behind all the trauma. You have no idea how incredible this is. I can't even tell you this here. And move through life and not go. So when you do your soul review over on the other side, it is a breeze. Go ahead, Catherine. I'll take a couple more questions. Let me see who else is on here. So, hi, everybody, and thank you all for joining. I'm so glad that we came here. Where is the afterlife? So you have to go through the light, or go through a portal, and it's in a different place or a different realm. I wouldn't even know how to explain to you where. There is no where on the other side. There is, but there's no where. And so there's no location. You couldn't GPS that. Heaven's not like 3 feet above earth type of thing. It's there. I don't know how else to explain it. I really don't. What is the purpose of illness? To medically evolve and help cure this planet. These diseases exist from food to various things that we do. And illness, again, evolves you. We all die somehow. But by treating it, we find cures. So, see, this is an educational planet. That's why we bloody come here. We come here to give of ourselves in order to learn, to make it better, and so on. Why everybody thinks about the 5D and it coming to them and dumping this new information, so on, it's coming this way. And I'm not going to tell you the true name of it, because that's going to go into what we're creating. But once I explain it to you, you'll be like, I get it then. Okay. Oh, so Isaac says, I just want to thank you all for being patient. I want to thank you all who I've had the opportunity of working with on the soul codes and life readings. And we love doing it, and love bringing your family through, and love guiding you to where you need to be. We have a new, we have a new email for anybody who's trying to get in touch with the office, which is office@philipquinn.com. And we have a new office number. Catherine, there's no way you're going to make me remember that unless you want to type it in, honey. And you can go to philipquinn.com. You can see that office number unless she types it in there, Catherine. But I just want to let you all know that I've missed you all. I've been so waiting to get on. And every week that we try to get on, like when I went on to Facebook tonight, it said you had to wait a certain time. I was like, no. Office number 857-378-0026. So is the other side solid or physical? It's neither. It can be, but you cannot get hurt. It's created by thought. What is the purpose of deja vu? There's no purpose. I'm going to end with this. It is a timeline. This is where the soul codes come into this. Chakras come into this. The soul comes into this. There was once here on Earth, and you literally cross through that energy field. And you're like, boom, I've been here before. This conversation's been here before because it's happened on another Earth, or it's happened here. So because that's happened, that's why you have deja vu. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Catherine, for everything that you helped with tonight. Thank you all for the great questions. Heather Moore, hello to you again. We'll talk soon. And anybody that needs anything, just go to philipquinn.com. Anybody that wants to sign up for the soul codes, there's going to be an application form where you can fill it out and submit it. And anyone who is interested, there's a lot of people right now signing up for the course with Isaac and Red Feather on the chakras. It's not general information about chakras, ladies and gentlemen. This is how I was taught. This is how I travel. This is how I see the other side. This is how I know how things are coming. And the agreement was that it would be created and taught the way that I was taught. So it's pretty awesome. As you know, I don't read spiritual books. All my information comes directly from the other side, meaning Isaac. That was the agreement that I had with him. And I can read them, I just don't. And I love you all. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for staying safe. Thank you all for thinking about me. Catherine, thank you for everything that you do. And if you need us, go to philipquinn.com. And our YouTube and our new Facebook will be updated with all information pretty shortly. Talk to you soon. Again, if you need me, philipquinn.com, Catherine office at philipquinn.com, and the new office number is 857-378-0026. I love you all. Have a great night. Thank you, Isaac.